I like this multicolor background that we're doing now. I like it.
Yeah,
By the way, this is routine that I start the live stream right as I'm like mid sentence on something else, and then it goes, "Hey, you're live," and like people come in like halfway through my thing. Hey, yo, what's up, everybody?
It sounds like us though. Yeah, it
really does. We went a whole season without doing like a proper intro. Like that was our thing. Like we were like rebels. We were like punk rock of the Power Rangers world. And then we finally decided like, hey, we should probably do intros. That's probably worthwhile. Hey everybody, welcome to season 2, episode 5 of Power Rangers: The Putty Hour. I am one of your hosts, Matt Aguilar, aka Naivoa. With me is the wonderful Nick Valdezology. How are you, buddy?
Howdy, everybody. Glad to be here this week.
Do you like my intro for you? Is it flowery enough? Do I need to spruce it up?
I think it's fine. But it's not me that you want to fully introduce, though.
I can put esteemed in there, but I save esteemed for our guests because with us we have writer, comic creator now. Very, very excited for that. Lan Pitts, how are you, man?
Hey, Matt. Hey, Nick.
Oh man, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Lan. So I guess like as an icebreaker question, right? Like, what's your favorite Power Rangers season? We asked this of all.
I feel like it's got to be Time Force, right?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I feel like the chain, like the back-to-back from Lux's Galaxy and Time Force, I feel like is unbeatable.
That's fair. That is very fair.
I can't. There are some seasons where I cannot hate on. Not even hate. Like I can't disagree. Like with like if they're like the best. Time Force is one. I will never like nah. SPD is another one. Nick, I can't ever give Nick grief over SPD.
I mean, as long as you're not out here being like, you know what, Operation Overdrive. I'm like, well,
Matt does defend that show though. I always wonder why. He always goes out on a limb.
I have explained why.
And yet I still question it. Like this is what I'm
what? It's kind of like like with me, it's like people explaining NFTs to me. I've had like 6 people explain it to me. I've read 5 articles about like NFT for dummies. I still don't know what the hell it is. And I just gave up. Bitcoin, same thing. I gave up cryptocurrency. I've tried. It's just not computing in my brain. I just move on. That's
but I feel like we're going on almost what 15, 16 years since Operation Overdrive?
Yes.
I feel like we've had enough time to digest that it's just not good. I think we've had time to savor that. We don't need to go over it. I think we're done.
Okay, I would just like to clarify.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't defend Overdrive.
You do.
Like I defend Mystic Force.
Do.
No, I defend Mystic Force.
Mystic Force is good though.
Mystic Force is good. I don't like defend Overdrive. All I say is that maybe it's not as bad as people say it is. That's what I say about Operation Overdrive. Nick,
like Lan, like Lan was asserting, the benefit of time is that we don't have to pretend anymore.
Right, we don't
have to pretend. Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good. Don't.
I'm running out of arguments.
Yeah, you really are. You really are.
Yeah. Now, granted, I will say Nick says that Mystic Force is also not good.
Correct.
I will take this too. Yeah,
I'm
not a big fan of Mystic Force.
And Mystic Force rules because
it's. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but that doesn't make it
doesn't make it correct.
A great idea.
I wouldn't say that makes it right.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean,
I think I've set a new record for how many times we've used quotation marks in this.
Right.
Already, yes. Already.
I don't know, but I also defend Wild Force because I think Wild Force was a back to basics approach to what it could be. I mean, it's definitely by the numbers, but I love the costumes. I love that the team has a common goal.
Yes,
it's true.
And as I was saying to Matt, because I just got a Merrick today, and Merrick's underrated. He's 80% useless, but you love a good romantic himbo. Like, so in the tier of like romantic himbos of Power Rangers, Merrick is like S tier, up top. Can't be beat.
That's fair. And I do always love Wild Force because it does have one of my favorite finale poses in general.
Yeah.
Like, the whole reign and the whole declaring themselves, which Rangers they are and stuff like that. Like that always hits for me. And all these years later, I still remember it. And it's the one with Forever Red. So, it definitely gets a bump up.
Got a special place in the heart for that one. Yeah. Also, I like that season's villains. I actually like. I do.
Master Org is. Nah.
I love how I turn into like Kevin Hart when like I don't have an argument.
He's great to look at from like afar and like, that's really cool. That's a really cool design.
There you go.
And then like his overall arc is,
Yeah.
Wild Force, I would say Wild Force is not one of my. I would say not one of my like.
And that's okay.
Favorite seasons.
That's okay.
But I respect it. But I like. There's a lot of things I like about it, and there's characters I like about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, no, I understand. I will get hate for Mystic Force from Nick.
You will.
I think we can agree that MMPR is the.
So Hank Jones is a colorist for Image, Marvel. Like he's all over the place. Just chimed into our comment section, says I hate a Master Org. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well, absolutely. There we go. See, that puts a final stamp on that, right? Like
right.
I'm outvoted.
What is this? What is the opposite of seal of approval? Disapproval? Seal of disapproval? Yeah.
Seal of disapproval.
The coin of disapproval.
The coin of disapproval. Right.
God, I need to have one of those made.
Here you go.
Yes. Oh my God, flash it on the screen.
Just like passing out communion, and here you go. Here's a disapproval.
Just a coin with a big X on it.
Here's some high C and a disapproval coin.
For God's least favorite monster. Here you go.
Wait, least favorite? No way. Out of all the terrible villains in Power Rangers universe,
I'm going to ask you this. What is if you have? Controversial. It may be controversial. But so you have Master Org here, and so if it was like a color wheel sort of example, the opposite is probably going to be King Mondo. King Mondo is one of the best well-rounded villains, and the fact how later in Zeo it becomes Game of Thrones almost with like who actually runs the Machine Empire, with like his other son trying to like take his place and everything.
I've never heard King Mondo and the Machine Empire compared to Game of Thrones.
But like it works. It works. There's like an Iron Throne and everything. It works. I mean, it's got like sprockets on it and everything. But whatever.
See, Matt, this is why Lan is the creator over here, Matt. Like, we would never make that connection.
I never connected. I would never connect those dots. However, I will say, like, man, the Machine Empire, I love facets of the Machine Empire, but they're so goofy all the time. I don't know.
Have you watched O-Ranger?
No, I've never seen it. No.
Oh, go watch O-Ranger. They're even more insane. So
wait, like pushed which way? Like they're more ridiculous, or they're
more?
Oh my God!
But like
interesting.
But they're whimsifully chaotic.
It's a wonderful descriptor.
I'll put it that way. They're whimsifully chaotic. So
yeah,
and Mondo does have one of the best like ending fights too, of like just giant rangers punching him in the face.
Yeah,
and,
great.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah,
yes, I will. Yeah. I will.
No notes.
No notes.
Just no notes. This is great.
Now I'm curious because I know Nick is part of the problem as far as why MMPR continues to dominate all the merchandise.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm wearing a Megazord shirt from like
because Nick buys every helmet
Yeah. Yeah.
And every morpher and every re-released weapon.
Right.
So here's the thing. Are you like MMPR'd out right now, even in this new, era or whatever?
I think it's neat. After a while, it was sort of just like, you got other things.
Yeah, it's like, you have 30 other shows. Yeah,
like,
right.
I looking back in the almost 3 years of Lightning series, the first wave is so eclectic. You're like, oh, this is going to be cool because we got Kruger, Dino Charge Red. Can't remember his name right now. Sorry. Tommy White, and then oh my god, who was the fourth one? I'm trying to remember now.
Was it Magna Defender?
No, he came later.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta know. Hold on.
Because I have all of them, and I was trying to remember who.
I can't. It's been so long. I cannot remember who exactly was in the first wave.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, because the whole thing that Hasbro started was every wave is going to get a Red Ranger, and that's not been the case for several waves.
It's very true.
We don't have a TJ in red. We don't have a Cole.
We have zero turbo representation.
Turbo.
Yeah.
Okay. It was
because it's the first wave. It's Dino Charge Red, Tommy White, Kruger, and then whoever.
It was Lord Zedd.
It was Zedd. Okay.
It was Zedd. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
What an opening wave.
Yeah.
That's
And then the exclusive, and then the second wave, because we got Goldar, but he was like a GameStop exclusive originally, and then they did
I love Goldar, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that Goldar figure rules.
Yeah. One day I'll do my Goldar impression for you, which Tristan.
No. There's no someday, dude.
Someday now.
I mean, why not?
I don't know, because it quickly turns into Triple H. So because it's
it's okay. It's okay.
I want to hear it more now. I want to hear it more. I will say I understand because my Yoda for a long time. If you do a Yoda, I'll do
it, Matt. Yeah.
Okay, but he's kind of morphed into Grover.
Do it. That's okay. Do it.
Same person.
But I know, but they sound a little different. There's a small inflection there.
All right.
Small inflection.
Okay. Quickly.
Oh, I have to do it first.
You first. This is a gentleman.
You brought it up, Matt. You volunteered.
Right there, Will. Oh, what? Everything is gone. See how it morphs? It morphs into Grover.
It does kind of look Grover. So Goldar comes from the back of your throat, because you want to start off and you're like, well, these Power Rangers are really bad, Emerita. God, I really hate them so much. But then it turns into, Randy, you come after my wife. And then, it's like...
Wow. I honestly have never connected that before.
It quickly turns into Triple H. Yeah. So
that was so worth.
It quickly turns into Triple H very easy.
Yeah, I can see that though, and I make the connection now.
Yeah.
Also, I just want like Goldar to hold a sledgehammer and like come out to the game's music. Like someone in 2K22 make that happen, please.
Make that happen.
You've got the whole AEW roster in there already. Just kick Goldar in there.
Just put him in there. It works.
So initially I was segueing into the story, but that took such a fun direction I didn't care. So the reason I brought up MMPR is that Super 7 kind of surprised everybody and showed off their next wave of figures. I don't know where everyone stands on like Super 7's style and stuff. If you guys collect any of their other waves, because I know of course they do like G.I. Joe, TMNT, and all that. So the wave, just to get the kind of nuts and bolts out of the way, the wave has the Black Ranger, Blue Ranger, Lord Zedd, speaking of Zedd, Finster, and the Megazord, the Dino Megazord to be specific. But the star of the show is Lord Zedd's Throne, which is its own thing, and we'll get to that wonderful price point in a minute. So, do you guys like the Super 7's kind of style, the more animated?
I like it. Like the best thing that Super 7 has done, at least to me, from the Rangers' point of view, are just the Zords. The Dragon Zord looks great. The Rangers themselves, I feel like, are too matte. the map paint they do, it just doesn't feel right to me. Where they have the points of articulation don't look right to me too, after like having Lightning Collection already, 3 years in the bottle. So they've all been passes to me, like for actually own on I already have X amount of room. And you can't see my Ranger collections, but they are to the side. I'll show you guys later, but they're in a nice IKEA case. But it grows each hour. Next to my wrestling collection too. But yeah, they're fine. I mean, for what they are, they're fine. I don't get a lot of Super 7 stuff. Some of the Super 7 stuff I get are mainly like the Thundercats collection, really good, because if we were just to turn here, would see like my Ultimate Mumra, nice. Which that's right there. Oh, so neat. Yeah, he's really rad. So, but for his Power Ranger stuff, I like how they're packaged, because you don't need like multiple stuff. Like, for example, for people who have been looking for like a Pink Ranger, but they can't find Kim's head. The Pink Ranger came with Cat and Kim's head. Their civvy heads, and that's fine. That cuts down on having to track down like one particular guy for like Billy comes with Cool and Nerdy Billy.
Which I love, actually.
Which I love, yeah. Black came with Zach and Adam's head. Almost called him Johnny. And so it works on a certain level. The Finster figure, all those accessories, looks great. The Finster from Hasbro looks great. He's probably one of my favorite figures in that whole...
Oh, he's so good. He's over to the side over here. He's amazing.
Like, he just looks great. So for fans to really have to double dip, they really have to, I feel like, put a lot up front. And I don't really see that with Super 7. For that price point specifically too.
Yeah, because each one of these is $54.99 a pop.
Yeah. When I can get like near 3 Lightning Collection figures for that same price,
you can get a whole wave.
Yeah,
almost a whole wave.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a the ever so slight difference in scale, right? Because like their Super 7s are 7-inch and sometimes a little bit above. Right. Hasbro's are closer to that standard kind of 6-inch, but like even some of theirs, like Goldar, is bigger than 6. I'm assuming so. It's trivial. I mean, Nick, did you jump into that first wave? I can't remember.
No.
Okay.
Because I have my needs fulfilled. I know it sounds odd, but it's like, I get what I want from like the Lightning Collection stuff, and I skip what I don't want, and ultimately I'm fine. Like maybe the Megazord I might get, because Hasbro doesn't have one of their own yet, and I do like the way it looks, just in terms of just like having a Megazord display thing. I don't have that yet, so I would like that, but I'm good. Nothing to jump in there for.
Well, Hasbro did have it, because they made those Zord packs, and then you just build it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then they've got that line of
and then they got the 14-inch or 12-inch at Walmart,
which is all, and that wave got revealed too, and that's all MMPR too.
And they have that black and gold one that I want.
Yeah, see? Now they're switching it up. Yeah, now they're doing color variants, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I agree. I like Super 7s. I mean, their whole approach is a little different, so I always kind of go in like, okay, I know that it's more about they want it to look as close to whatever the show version of something is. Like the G.I. Joe line, right, is as close to the cartoon as possible, and so that's why they make certain cuts and stuff. So I get that, but I tend to be a fan of like the hyper articulation of Hasbro's figures, so that's more I want posability more than I want a seamless, like, oh, it looks like it stepped out of that. Like, I'll get a statue for that if I
or those, was it Mezco?
Oh yeah, or like something like that, where you're starting to throw in soft goods and all kinds of stuff. So
because then you don't have seams. I mean, because they're cloth.
Yeah, or Hot Toys or something like that. If I really want to jump in. Yeah. So the thing I love though about these that I wish, again, this is where that extra price comes in though, right? Because Lightning Collection figure is what, $25 now? by itself, probably with tax. Like it's probably in there somewhere. Like they're supposed to be $19.99. I haven't seen a figure for $19.99 in a very long time. They're typically like 23 and up. So, you know, the fact that Zach comes with like the 2 heads, which is cool because it's Zach and Adam, but he also comes with like his own dragon shield that can pop up. He comes with like I forget what they call them. They have a term for him, but like essentially like the toy version of the weapon where it's just like the complete gray and silver, and then the version like you saw on TV. He's got
it's the retro weapon.
Is it they call I was gonna say, like, I can't remember exactly what they call them.
Because those were the first looking weapons that came with the original wave. Yeah.
He's got something else here. What is that? He's got the so he's got his power crystal, he's got his open morpher, he's got an extinguisher.
That's cute.
And he's got like 3 different versions of the blade blaster, and they're all in different formations. That stuff is super cool. Like if you're into posing for your like little diorama, that stuff's awesome. I remember the Trini in Wave 1 came with like a bunch of stuff from the show, and like that stuff I love, and I kind of wish Hasbro had more of that. Like I would trade, you know, a couple of effects that they give for one of those.
Right.
Like I would trade that any day of the week because I hardly ever use the effects or they get lost. They get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Trini's had the little troll doll from that one episode, right? Yeah. The
Sneezer,
Tickle Sneezer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but I want that. Like Zedd comes with like a snake, like the python or whatever. Like that stuff's really cool. So I was hoping that Hasbro's like deluxe assortment that's coming down the pike, like if they're going to re-release certain figures, I kind of hope they go that route, like charge a little bit more, but throw in some, you know, maybe throw in like a repaint that ties into the show.
I'd rebuy. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'd rebuy.
For the right one, I would rebuy. For the right one. If it came with enough stuff that I really liked. For just, you know, if it's just not a figure I want, okay. But overall, I mean, I'm happy. I kind of agree with Lando. I would go and buy the Zords. I would probably collect Super 7 Zords.
They look great
themselves. Yeah, they look really nice. And I'm not someone that has to have a transforming. Like I don't have to have a transforming Megazord for it to be cool. Like I'm never going to transform it. I buy Transformers all the time. Once I transform them into the chosen mode that I like, that's it. They're done.
I have I got the Dracula, the Draculus, and he's just vampire mode the entire time.
Yeah, nice.
Because I mean, unless you're like unless you're intentionally like going to like change it every day, like that's a thing you do. I just don't. Most times you're just gonna let it be what your favorite thing is. So if it's already in that mode, I'm good. I'll save me the extra price point that comes with making it convert and everything. I'll just take that. So there is a Fan First Tuesday coming up next week, and it is going to be Power Rangers and also Transformers, I believe.
It's that same Hasbro team.
Okay. Yeah. So because it's like Warden jumped over from there anyway and all that. So what do you guys want to see? There are some not really leaks, but they're just in the systems. I mean, they're not like, oh, hey, it's what it is, but everyone can kind of figure it out from the name. So the Power Sword and the Power Lance are the ones making the rounds. Is that what if they reveal that, will you be disappointed?
No. The Lance is great. I think the Power Sword might be a hard sell. But I have my Gold Ranger Zeo staff, and there's a guy on Etsy that makes displays that are really cool. But for people who missed out on the Dragon Dagger, they're going to go, they got to get the Power Sword. I don't know. If it makes like, it has to be right, though. And it can't be too heavy. But the Lance, that's cool because we've never had that.
Yeah, the last Power Sword was like big and bulky in terms of like.
I love my Dragon Dagger. I love this thing. I play it
so good
too often. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so good.
It really depends on price point. I missed out on the staff, and I was pissed that I missed out on it at the beginning. And so at some point, and I'm still waiting on Saba.
So
okay,
one day,
that's the one I want.
day.
That's the one I want. Okay, when they unveil Saba, I will
for
pre-order
Matt.
that the minute it comes out, because I missed out on the Bandai one. I missed out on like all those. So
the Legacy.
Yeah, I missed out, and I'm bummed. And that's the one I want.
Yeah. So, what I personally like is Jin Scott. I've been holding out for a Jin Scott for like forever and a day. Again, I just got my Merrick. He's been literally one of the 2 Rangers. I'm like, I this is what I want. So Jin Scott with her stupid big gun and
yeah, I love
like a blast effect that takes up like her whole body. Just
like Ryu,
just
style,
just set her up, make her go nuts. They've been really diving into the villains. Again, there are more villains outside Mighty Morphin, and so if I can get a King Mondo, because we already have the cogs,
a King Mondo would rule.
A King Mondo Deluxe.
Okay, that would be cool.
Like I'm for it. Even if we put her, if we put him with her, his queen for that 2-pack, like great, cool. If we have a Machine Empire like 4-pack with Sprocket, Queen Machina. God, I had to like dive deep in my brain for that. And then Mondo, and then who the monster guy who he springs on him. I cannot remember his name. The advisor guy.
It was Chuck. It's
Chuck. Great. I was going to say Steve, but
that's Chuck.
Clank and Orbis.
There it is.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, hey Jonathan. Yeah. Those are ones I'm really kind of like hankering for. Aside from like we don't have a turbo, I don't really care about turbo. It's a fine season. It's a weird season because it was one of those transitional seasons when we got Justin, and I don't know where you stand on Justin. So it's because it's a kid show. It's all about wish fulfillment. So when you actually have a kid join it, it's like cool. But he wasn't. So it's sort of sure.
Yeah, it's an odd
season. It's an odd season. So but we don't have any turbo representation. So TJ in a turbo would be really cool because we just got TJ in Space Blue. I'm trying to think of like there's seasons we have nothing of. Nothing. We don't have any
Mystic Force.
I was going to say we don't have any Mystic Force. And it's great because I'd love to see them do like soft goods on their capes. We won't, but what if? So, but yeah, Jen with her love cannon, just So
I agree. And if you get a Mondo, because I skipped over it because I forgot, you could set it on the Lord Zedd Throne.
Right.
Oh, right.
which is $46 by itself.
It's another Draken Throne situation, isn't it? Like, you have to buy
right, but wasn't the Draken Throne
part? It was this whole thing.
But like someone that wasn't was that an official product? I thought that was someone that like that was like a convention exclusive, right?
Yeah.
So that one, I don't know. Like I get it. It's still what I didn't buy it because it was still like, what the hell? Like, that's a lot of money. I'm not gonna buy that. However, being a convention exclusive or something that's like an exclusive to someone, okay, I can kind of understand where it's like this is a very limited thing. This is just like a part of the wave. I don't know, like that to me.
Yeah, the wave. I mean, the throne is you can find it for like $30-$20 by itself.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also just make a chair out of cardboard or something and then just put it on.
Sure.
Like, please show me that diorama.
Show me.
You spent $60 on the figure and you just have this little bit of cardboard.
No money left.
Yeah, it's
budget went into figure. There's no throne money.
Yeah.
No throne money.
That's amazing. Oh my God. Someone please, if you have that or make that, please socialize that. Nick, what do you want to see?
Well, now they brought up Turbo. I like the dream would. Well, For many reasons. I keep thinking about Turbo all the time, but I would love like a Lightning Cruiser. That's the dream, is to get like the red Camaro with like the little fin on it. I don't know why. Something about those is like that, and I forget the other one. It's like Thunder something. The blue Jeep. I don't remember, but my whole thing with Justin,
really weird names.
Yeah, like my whole thing with Justin is like I don't like the character, but as a kid, the blue Turbo Ranger was the only one I had for like a long time. So like once they make a Lightning Collection figure of that, I'm sold. And
right.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's what it is. It's more just nostalgia, and like the big ass though is still the Astro Megazord. That's just the big one. Yeah.
Well,
that's one like that's what you can have in both like the vehicle and the Megazord. And that's one like, yeah, Matt said, oh, you wouldn't be changing it every day, but maybe with that one I would.
Did any of you get Zane? Speaking of Astro Megazord, did any of you get Zane?
I did not.
Okay. Me neither. No. Okay. I would like a Titanium Ranger though. Titanium would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've been eating pretty well, because it's in space, right? That's my favorite season, and so far, I mean, I've got an Ecliptor and an Astronomer.
You're about to get another Ecliptor.
I've got 2 Androses, like I got a TJ. Like I'm doing pretty. I got a glider.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got Galaxy Glider, TJ. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm doing okay. Like there's still, I need to fill out the team. Like, so please don't let it be like 9 years before I can like round out.
I'm still missing a cat for my Zeo collection.
Zeo's coming around too.
So that's what I would also like, because we have the Legacy, we have the Lightning Morpher. Can we get Zeonizers? Can we get Zeonizers? Please and thank you, because I'm not spending no $300 on a Legacy Zeonizer. From not even 5 years ago.
Yeah. I think I would be most so like for me, the most wanted
Overdrive? You want the Overdrive?
No. I don't even love that season that much. I came to its defense once. All right. So
and that's what got branded you. But that one time,
I know that one time just screwed me over for life. I would like. I don't think we're gonna get it, because while they have shown that they are willing to kind of jump out of the box for helmets, like Lord Zedd's helmet, right? Draken's helmet, like they're going outside of just kind of the Ranger helmets, which is cool. I'm glad they're doing that, but they're still not out of the MMPR era. There's still others to do. I know that jumping ahead is just not likely, but having an in-space helmet, I don't even care the color. I mean, to pick a Ranger,
right.
Pick a Ranger. I would be happy to see that again. I just don't think with all the weapons too, But like, I mean, you're talking the Morpher. Like that season has so much. There's so much like iconic imagery from the suits and from their gear. I would take any of that as a like into that role play line. That would just be awesome. I mean, for me to be able to like talk into my wrist and let's rock it, like, and do that with a newer version and me not have to go track down a bunch of stuff would be great. But as far as like Lightning Collection line, I just need I'm very big into like the comic side, right? So I want more. I want Omegas.
Okay.
I would like one. Yeah. I get it. Like you're not gonna do them all. I want Trini, because I want that hammer. I want that big giant sledgehammer weapon. I love that Trini design.
Well, we might get. I mean, if we're doing comic stuff, Zordon.
Oh man, Battle Armor Zordon.
Battle Armor Zordon.
Yeah, he's
got a great look, because we just got the Turtles pack. I could not find any of them. Maybe one day.
I still can't find any of them.
Who can say?
Yeah.
But that's not a priority for my collection. So, but yeah, for Omega, and the fact that we have the Power Ranger universe and we're getting essentially Die Ranger costumes. So, we're finally going to get, and if they do other, and they've done other Rangers, across that weren't adapted to Power Rangers. I think they did maybe Bioman. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, the Blitz powers. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
yeah. That's what they refer to in Super Mega Force. The Blitz powers.
Okay.
So they wouldn't have to edit the Gokaiger footage. Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to remember that, but yeah, like it's any more of that, any more of these actual Sentai stuff that we have never gotten before, and I don't have to pay figure arts $90.
Right.
If I just want to get my Die Ranger or Bioman or Dinjaman team or Dynaman team or Jetman or whatever the case may be, that'd be great. More of those.
Yeah. No,
Agreed.
It's the comics have done such a good job of mining that stuff and bringing characters and like giving them, kind of new life for a new generation of people that just like didn't never saw those. That's really cool. Why not move them over into the toy line? No, I agree. So with WrestleMania on the brain, because we were talking WrestleMania earlier and just wrestling in general coming in here, and now that we have your amazing Triple H to go with that Goldar Triple H, the 30th anniversary is coming up. It's going to be a hot topic for a long time until they actually show something. If you could, I would imagine, but do you want some of the classic Rangers to return for that? And if so, is there one in particular that you're like, I would love to see them get them back, whether they've been part of it for a while or not? Is there one?
Yes.
And who is it?
David Yost.
Really?
I want David Yost to come back, and I'll tell you why. Because after almost 30 years, we finally have LGBTQ plus representation with Dino Fury. And for lack of a better word, crimes that he went through, I feel like him coming back and being able to embrace now the situation, that'd be fine. I'd love to see, even if they don't make Billy gay, I still want to see David Yost do that. And I feel like now would be the perfect time to bridge that gap and make that happen.
Wow. Yeah, that would be an amazing moment for that guy. And he's shown, right, that he wants to be a part of the franchise, and he's very much willing. But that's
I have a Billy comic pitch. Like
nice.
One day.
It's in the back pocket.
Yeah, Billy's the type of character that you can easily slot him in as like a mentor figure for years, honestly. Like you can just keep him a part of the franchise as even beyond the 30th anniversary. Yeah, because how long was he powerless in the main series, and yet he was still such a pivotal figure. So I could really see that happening. I think that would be successful. Even maybe Billy builds the stuff for the next team. You never know. I think I would see that, like to see that. Yeah, it's a good pick.
Oh, also Alien Rangers, because then we could get Kaku Ranger designs.
Hey!
Oh yeah.
Again, toss those civvy heads. I never use them. They're the first things. They're the first things I put on eBay. People looking for civvy heads. You think I'm joking?
I don't. That's why I think it's amazing.
First thing to go.
We talked about this. I think it was last week or the week before. But I have one figure that I have displayed with civvy head, and that's just because I
wonder if it's the same one I do, because I have one civvy head displayed.
Oh, okay. Well, mine is Robbie from Beast Morphers.
Oh, mine is Aisha.
Oh,
because I already have Trini without her. Yeah, so Aisha's the one without so you can distinguish the body. Yeah.
Mine was his head sculpt was so good, it was so close that I was like, I took a picture, I think, and I said it. I put it on Twitter. I was like, dude, they did you right. Like it was really close. And so I was like, I gotta pop him I gotta have it on the thing. But that's it. No one else.
No one else.
No one else has it.
Got the one.
And the one figure that I wanted it, which was Ranger Slayer, because her design is so cool in the comics.
Doesn't have it.
It doesn't have one. I'm like, really? The one time I want one.
One time.
So Nick, who would be the person for you?
No, Billy was a good pick. I want to piggyback on that, but outside of that, maybe Ninjor.
Oh
yeah,
man.
like Ninjor is a character that you could give him a different voice actor, and I think everybody would be okay. It's more just like bringing the suit back, and like that's another character who was pivotal in the comics in a way you wouldn't expect. And it'd be fun just having a like more ninja action. Maybe just I don't know. That's the other thing too. Like I'd like to see. We've had these crossovers over the years where they mix the, they unite the ninjas, they unite the dinosaur rangers. I would like to see that together again in like the 30th anniversary. Get whoever wants to come back. That's my thing too. Just like whoever wants to make the flight over there and whoever wants to deal with all that, like let them do it. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh man. There's
we got that
people.
Because we got that one. Oh God, it was that one episode where basically they jumped around, and you got to see everybody like in the now. Because I cannot remember what that was, but it was a lot of like light speed, and they're still helping people.
Yeah, that legendary battle stuff from Super Mega Force. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Could not remember when that was.
Which was part of that was like one of the coolest parts. Of that
the only cool part. Like, it was the only cool part of Super Mega Force. The last 10 minutes of the last episode was literally the best part of Super Mega Force.
I still love those suits.
Like that's also something that could be like a pretty big deal too. Just have them be civilians who still do heroic things even without their powers at the moment. Because that's the other thing too. Like Power Rangers is also in the past dealt with things like retirement and moving on. Like that's all been built into the system. So let's get that explored some more. Let's bring back like a Billy and talk about like what he's done since going to Aquitar and trying to figure out how to de-age himself and all that stuff. Like I want more of that. Like, and that's something the comics haven't really given us either, outside of like some like spin-offs and like Soul of the Dragon and stuff like that. Like I want to see I want to see like the older ones deal with what they've done since, and you can go several different ways with that. You can go the darker end of like the maybe PTSD stuff, or you can go with like, no, they're still just being super heroic, just not in full costume. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think you'll appreciate my pick, Lan, because I would love Jen.
Yeah.
I think that characters like to me is just like a no-brainer. Like like especially if you're gonna have 30th anniversary,
right?
Do it around time travel or whatever, like that. To have her as a big focal point for that would just be, I mean, I don't know, it's just smart. I think, and it's cool, and that character's just awesome. So I think that would be one.
Just do Hyperforce again.
I was gonna say Hyperforce. What I would love, because here's the thing: the only problem with Hyperforce is that obviously it has to be all original footage, and they have to make all the stuff themselves, right? Because none of that is based on any footage, right? But I would still love for the actors to be like utilized, or maybe like have them like reference the names, like just some like cool Easter egg for Hyperforce fans. Like I'm a realist, right? I know maybe it's like beyond the pale for them to actually appear as Rangers in the thing, but that would be super cool. The other biggest thing though is, one of the things that used to be a really common thing was that the previous season would be involved with the crossover for the next one. And Beast Morphers, I love Beast Morphers. I adore that cast, and I like a lot of those characters. So like I would love to see them, just like a couple of them, make an appearance in the 30th, right? Because Dino Fury is the current season.
Yeah, we still only have what, 4 Beast Morphers figures?
So yeah, we have
Blaze.
So we've got Blaze. We're still missing I always say Jacqueline, but Zoe. We're missing Zoe. We're missing Roxy. I still don't have and
we never got a proper Steel figure either.
Nope. We We got one in they did it the basics line, but they didn't do one in Lightning Collection. Like,
yeah,
I still need
want
those.
Need
like
an
Lightning
Collection Steel.
An Ultimate Steel would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So I mean,
make that a 2-pack.
And that character is amazing.
Yeah.
Steel's great.
So much.
Yeah.
Oh, so much. So that's what I would like to see is like, okay, you now have a catalog of like this new kind of era that you've built, and you have a cast that is again willing to be a part of stuff and is very enthusiastic about the series. Let's not like waste that, like move on too quick, and then all of a sudden like they're doing other, they're doing a ton of other, like they're already doing other things, but like let's take advantage of the fact that like, it's relatively recent, and let's bring them back in. I would love to see that. But yeah, true. Jen is my legendary Ranger pick. So before we jump into Dino Fury season 2, I want to talk a little bit about what you have going on, Lan, because you of course are writing your own book, which has awesome. I mean, if like people have checked it out already, Beastheart Strikers, you can see like some of the inspiration, right? And some of the homages. Right. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about it.
So Beastheart Strikers is my creator-owned comic, now being featured in the backups of Radiant Black over at Image.
Buddy.
And so basically the concept is it's kind of the opposite of Power Rangers almost. So because you only have one team. But what if this power makes you immortal? So how do you basically grow as a person? And it's the eternal battle of good and evil when it's literally oh, hey Joe, I just saw him jump in.
Saw the comment. I thought it was amazing.
Yes, I am. I will. Thank you. By artist Joe Hunter. Yeah. Damn. So artist Joe Hunter and our letterer Frank Svetkovic, who's they're both great, and they tolerate me with the deepest of hearts. And so we had to create our own book that we just self-published, but we're revamping it with this Image story, and the fact that Comixology took everything down. So we have to re-upload everything. But in the process of doing that, we're just like, hey, well, we just redid this. Let's just have this 20 pages. We're going to use that. But it's a lot of Sailor Moon, it's Steven Universe, it's Ronin Warriors, it's Power Rangers, it's everything we kind of love about Tokusatsu and Saturday morning anime in the early 90s. Kind of nice. Put in a blender and hit frappe. So it's I think Joe's doing some great work. Frank's doing great work. I'm just trying to lead, go by their example. But it's going to be back on Comixology or whatever it is now. Is it still Comixology or is it Kindle? One of those.
Dude, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Right.
They wrecked everything with that. Oh, yeah.
But in the meantime, please check out Radiant Black, because Kyle and his team have just been crushing it, and I can't say enough nice, good things about it. So, yeah. But yeah, it's a battle through time, and how do you heal? Time can't heal wound. If you can't heal, and it's just it's good. It's real good. I think so anyway. So if you like it, the mangled husk of Comixology.
I know, that's great.
Yeah. Yes. The corpse, out to sea. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
No, that's awesome. How long was the idea kind of formulating?
I wanted to work with Joe. I saw his stuff and I was like, man, how come no one's working with him? And I was like, hey, you want to just work together on something? Because I was just in the throes of doing WWE over at Boom, and I had just done.
Which was great, by the way.
Thank you. And so I didn't really have a lot in the planned up, and so I got thrown in a lot like last minute work. But I was like, man, I want to do something like Power Rangers, and so basically I pitched him basically what Jetman was. And I'm like, what if they're just all birds again? We just make it kind of simple. And he's like, no, what if this guy is a pangolin? And I was like, you know what? That works. Let's go. So he named the team, and he named all the members of the team, and I was like, what if we have a narwhal in there? If we're going to go with like offbeat totems, let's
awesome.
Go offbeat. So our totems for the characters are Fennec Fox, pangolin, narwhal, deer. I love the deer. Like the stag Zord in Wild Force is a favorite, and Dune Sand cat. So they all look great. So
that is, I'm trying to find. It's stuck.
Well, what I wanted to ask though, Lan, is when you're putting together a team like that, and you're figuring out like character dynamics, and so what?
Narwhal, yeah.
It got stuck in my drawer.
So sorry, that threw me off there. But so when you're figuring out character dynamics, and you're looking at Power Rangers, and you're looking at Sailor Moon, Steven Universe, what are you taking from those, or necessarily not taking, but you know what I mean, like stuff that you're imbuing into your own team? Like what are like the main things?
The main things, like characteristics, everyone, it just balances out. Like our team leader is Rebecca. She's a biracial Jewish woman. Narwhal, Virginia, Ginny. They are non-binary and really gay. And Rico, also like 1950s, just biker greaser, sort of James Dean gay. Ryan, our pangolin striker, I wanted a ladies' man. Like I wanted that heartthrob, but also like he's a big guy. Like
yeah.
So I wanted, that's never, outside of what I can think of, like Broadway and Gargoyles, who, if anyone remembers, he ends up with Angela, and there's
It was my narwhal, and that sounds bad.
Yeah, you're concerned about the audio, and yeah.
No one expects the narwhal.
I have a narwhal cup.
No one expects the narwhal. So I'm just taking a lot of dynamics, but like, you never see like a plus size, a big hunk guy as like a ladies' man sort of romantic character. Wanted that. And
which, by the way, thank you.
Yeah,
representing for us
the big guys there, man.
Yeah. And I wanted it's sort of like Jack Black in The Holiday. Like
I love that movie.
He's so good in that. Like, how come he's not this more? He makes it work.
Brilliant. Yes.
So I wanted that sort of dynamic. And then Ben, our Dune Sandcat, I wanted a guy who's just like, he loves he's very business focused, but he loves surfing. He's really good at surfing, and just he's just trying to do the best job he can as well. So just a lot of dynamics going into certain things, but basically what I wanted in like comic form is if I could basically put into the opening for Sailor Moon Crystal, when they're all using like their abilities and stuff, I wanted that in comic form. And I wanted a lot of action and a lot of mechs and a lot of Space Force battles, along with like almost elements of Venture Brothers, because our monsters are really ridiculous. Our next monster is going to be our own version of Pumpkin Wrapper.
My god.
He's the he's the Ska Squash. And
Ska Squash.
Yeah. So I like our main team of bad guys are based on cryptids, which was Joe's good idea, and I really love that idea because I love cryptids. So our main bad guy is Zelgus, which is a play on word of some moth breed, because he's Mothman.
Nice. Okay.
So he gets and then we have Devil Bird, which is a haunting. It's a real bird, but like its cries are sort of like it was perceived as like this legendary creature in Sri Lanka. And we have a chupacabra, a kraken.
Yeah, chupacabras.
And yeah.
I know
So
that seems like a very random thing to like big up, but I love.
We're about to introduce our version of Spring Hill Jack, which sort of kind of looks like I gave Joe the direction of sort of like what if D and the Outrider from Venture Brothers was like a romance cover guy.
Nice.
So, but like there's something really messed up with his face. Like he looks great from far away, and then his face just kind of like looks monstrous. We haven't gotten the designs like actually down, but we got some good covers coming down the pipeline. I'm really excited about. But yeah, it's been fun, but it's been really hard to do, and I try to do some real life stuff. But I was talking to Kyle Higgins when doing this stuff. He's like, it's really hard to talk about prom when like you've already done space travel and like intergalactic wars. It's really hard to focus on like remedial stuff in like their teen lives when they've already saved the world like 6 times. So, so it's really hard to do that. And they are together. Yes.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Chupacabra and the Kraken are married.
It's Dr. Kraken. Yes.
Oh, God, it gets better. Every word gets better.
Yeah, every little reveal, and yeah, like
and he wears a cape. And
no, he's in a doctor's coat
with a cape.
So, but yeah, Chupacabra just looks like Gollum, but they're very happily together. So, but like it's my weird zany stuff, but I love Sailor Moon as a kid, and I really don't think I'd be half of the human I think I was or like wanted to write if it wasn't for like 3 things. Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, Ron Mars's Green Lantern run from 1994, and Sailor Moon. Those are like the 3 big like aspects of like my style of writing. And then like artistically wise, it's any sort of like JRPG art. From the great like Secret of Mana to Yoshitaka Amano, to any sort of that stuff is just embedded in my brain forever.
Yeah.
That doesn't answer any of your questions, maybe, but that's just
no. I got a very good dissection. Like I forget what the word is called when you cut right through the middle and give me all the stuff. Yes.
It's called vivisection. Yeah,
that's what Dr. Kraken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we bring it full circle.
Full circle.
It was good.
Full circle.
I know we have to go here shortly because I know Nicholas has to
unfortunately, yes,
do things. So I will number 1, please go check that out. And number 1, you should reading Radiant Black anyway because it's awesome. That whole universe, and so then you get 2 awesome stories.
Yeah,
so it's just 1. And then when like Comixology figures out everything, we'll make sure to like
prayer circles.
Yeah, we'll make sure to reblast when like all those books are back up. But Dino Fury season 2, real quick. Just kind of general impressions.
Okay.
Have you been digging it so far? Did you watch the first few episodes on Netflix?
I've watched all of it. So I watched all of what they have. Because I think it's a really great season. It's a lot of youthful energy. Amelia and Izzy are great, great characters. What Hunter and Tess bring to them are just fantastic. Hunter's maybe my favorite Pink Ranger in years. Everything she embodies into so-called pink energy, and what she kind of brings to that is just fun. And then Izzy being like the first out gay ranger, and just her energy too, and how she really tries to be a good sister, a good daughter, a good friend, and all the while trying to be herself. You can see like it's a lot sometimes, but the world embraces her. Like her mom, like the prom episode.
That's such a good episode.
So great. And she feels like she's not heard and understood, but it's just a misunderstanding because she's so used to that.
Yeah.
She's been just so used to like not being heard and understood as being like a gay, supposedly gay teen. So, but it's a misunderstanding. things get fixed, and then her and Fern go to prom, and it's a great look, and all her friends are there to support. Her mom's, supportive of, having a gay daughter, and it's just really, really good to see.
Yeah, it's a great handling of that theme in general, of those tougher conversations that can happen when you're developing your identity as a young teen in general,
right?
And to see it so well done in a Power Rangers episode, and to see her get as much support as she gets outside of that, and it's just it's very well done. And then you get cool Power Ranger stuff on top of all of that,
right?
Like
her, right? Her taking the the original when she transforms, and then she has the skirt, and she just kind of rips it off. Like, oh, great, perfect, because this is the first woman green we've gotten in America. Because I think the first woman green was from that Zodiac series, the Star series. Cannot remember what that is called at the top of my head right now.
I think
but that was the first woman green.
I think technically, no, not the frog one from Go Busters. There was a frog ranger in this like ridiculous version of the Go Busters.
Because everybody thought Betty was going to become her for a minute. Everyone thought Betty was going to become that ranger for a hot second, and then it never happened. Yeah, I remember the rumor mill surrounding that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look, I completely agree. And me and Nick talked about this before that. I asked the question of like, if there is a Dino Fury Ranger that has moved into your top 10, because I said Amelia has moved into mine.
Amelia, for sure.
It's such a great, and Zato's moved up there as well. I don't know if it's top 10. I'd have to actually really like think about Red Rangers, but like, I mean, I love him as a Ranger, and Tess is so great. I mean, green is obvious, right? Because there's just not that many. There's not that many Green Rangers, so it's like automatically top 10.
Right.
But so they've done such a marvelous job with fleshing out stories, like real stories and interactions, and even the stuff with like Javi and his dad, and like some of that stuff about like what you want to do in life. And like having these preconceived notions of things. Some of that stuff's really fun too. So yeah,
fans,
I like that it's
fans seeing this series. No, it's okay, because it's the question I always get asked. When did you become a Power? How did you become a Power Ranger fan? And it's like being a 10-year-old in 1992. Like I don't know what to tell you, bud. Just right place, right time.
Yep.
So fans, fans of the series now, like kids. Teens, whatever, whoever, they can see themselves now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's very important, because I couldn't see myself with, a 30-year-old man just like martial arts. What is your job, Jason? What do you do for a living? How do you pay bills? What do you do?
Oh my God.
So I could never see myself. The only one I really saw myself was Billy, but just because we were just nerds. But that's just like base level.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the same energy as like you see yourself as Egon or Donatello just because you're seen reading. So like that's like the depth.
Oh my God, it's
like,
amazing. And so true. And very true. Yes.
Right. Minimum. But now it's really good to see we have these characters, and for an exchange student, this might be elite, could see themselves in Ion, who loves American pop culture.
He's so great.
Big X-Men Evolution Nightcrawler energy.
Oh my God, very much so. Yes.
Of just, I'm fascinated by everything here. This is great. Love it.
Him laughing at like the really bad jokes was one of those things that really got to me. I'm like, you know what? This is a good character moment for it. And that's the other thing. There's a lot of hidden nuance, like the stuff with Javi and his dad. I like how his dad came around, but it was not necessarily like a full like I completely accept you. It wasn't a one and done. That you could I accept the fact that you can win at this. Like it's very like true to the version of the father we saw in the first season.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of in season 2 where a lot of improvements over season 1 in terms of like, okay,
Yeah.
we've already made the groundwork. Now let's actually do something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Agreed. No. Very much so. I am very much looking forward to the next chunk of season. Hopefully that is not too much further out. So
that's the problem with
we...
Netflix too. They just like you'll get it when you get it. Yeah.
It's gonna come. I mean, it's coming later this year. You know, it's happening later this year. They already like filmed.
Well, we'll get it when we get it. It's Netflix.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
That's and I'll be sitting here like, give me the episodes. Do it. I mean, I'm very much in the Netflix walled garden, if you will.
I mean, but do you have your press Netflix account?
No. Well, okay. I kind of like it's like mid. It's like converted.
Okay.
So like it was mine. I was already in the mix, and then I got it. So now it's just like I'm even further. You know, honestly, I'm just waiting for Princess Switch 4. So that's all.
Okay.
I love that. I love that series. And it turns out Vanessa Hudgens is a big fan of AEW. So who knew? They're all the worlds are colliding. Yeah.
It's just a good time to be us, isn't it? Like just
it really is.
Good Power Rangers, good wrestling, just good pop culture stuff happening. You know,
good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times. Before we head out, Lan, where can they find you?
You didn't put up my Twitter handle.
It was on your thing. Oh, no. Here's the thing. You enter it at the beginning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, okay. But still, I should have pointed that out. So that's my fault.
You're a bad host. Nick, can you host?
I am a bad host. Jeez.
I cannot. I will run the show into the ground talking about just with my spicy takes.
And it won't let me edit it either.
Like, oh, okay.
So see, I didn't screw.
Well, okay. So you can find me on Twitter. My handle is Pittsed PITTSED_OFF. And Instagram, it's toy reviews of my cats. Lan Pitts is just my name. So
that's the.
But yeah, find me. Yeah, that's my Insta. And then I already said my Twitter.
That's the best. I was gonna say that was the best. Like I'll go check out your Instagram now. I don't think I follow you on Instagram. I barely use my Instagram to be.
Yeah, same here.
It's all my it's all my toy reviews and the cats.
Yeah, if you want to see pictures of Ember and like us playing Sesame Street, like that's on there.
Great. Perfect.
That's what's on Instagram. Nick, you got anything anything you want to shout out?
Unfortunately not. I do not do anything at all. That's why this show would be burned to the ground. Like,
do you just like after the show's over, do you just go into like a deep sleep?
I'm basically
and just stay there in the dark with your lights going on behind you on your Pokemon card.
The way you should imagine it is I'm Zordon in the tube in the Power Rangers movie during the show. Okay. Second the show goes off, I'm out of the tube and I'm just
I'm dying. When he's out of the tube, he's dying.
Yeah, that's a very grim picture you just painted.
Wow.
Wow. Jeez. I was gonna say like Snorlax, like he just goes and hibernates, but no,
hibernates.
Dying
No, I'm just habitually dying.
Oh my god.
Perpetually in pain. And then once a week when the show starts, I get my friends to surround me and then they resurrect me.
This got dark. Wow.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
An explicit, mature warning on this one.
That's the way it is. That's why our newest episodes always need a guest host.
No, now you're God's least favorite monster.
Well done.
Oh man,
well done to bring it all the way back.
I've become Master Org. Oh man, what a world! What a world!
So I was only going to shout out something, but you know what? That's a perfect place to end this. So we will be back in 2 weeks and talking about Power Rangers and probably wrestling and probably everything in between. So thank you guys. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you for having me on. So thank you,
dude. Thank you.
I hope we didn't I hope this lived up to the very low bar I set.
I hope you have me back. We just gotta make sure Nick's alive.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, just know you got to leave like 2 days clearance for the ritual. And then we'll get it back and it's good.
Make sure his resurrection ritual works. God.
All right. Well, peace out, everybody.
Oh, man.